Okay, good afternoon, everyone. You are all at the webinar, Improve the Usability of Your Website, and this webinar is being brought to you by QCamp. QCamp is a local business here in the Chicago area where we design websites, conduct social media marketing campaigns, and we also do traditional marketing as well. So some reasons why you might be here: you may want to improve the usability of your current website on your own. We found that 3 out of 4 businesses have issues with the usability of their website. So we've actually conducted over 5,000 website reviews where we've looked at content issues, labeling issues, search functionality, user journeys. Basically, a user journey is how long it takes for a user to complete a task, or their website simply doesn't work in different web browsers because there's coding issues. So today we want to talk about a few things. We want to talk about how accessible is the content on your website. Do you have consistent branding throughout your site? Is your website responsive? Does your website have consistent and easy to use menu navigation? Is your menu navigation, does it have labels that are descriptive and grouped properly? Is it easy or even possible to search on your website? And does your content have clear calls to action? So the top usability concerns that we find are that websites just simply are not updated. The design is about 5 to 10 years ago. It's just not updated. You can tell visually it's just not appealing to the eye for users. The menu navigation is not intuitive. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. Content is not easy to find. Load speeds for pages is very slow. Just due to the amount of content or images are loading slow, or the hosting that people have, they have a slow provider or a slow plan. And consistency is an issue that we see all the time. And we're going to talk about all of these concerns throughout today's webinar. So as far as visually appealing designs go, we want a design that attracts the user, kind of sucks them in. So emotions play a big role here with sucking users into your website. But you want to also make sure that not only do you have an attractive looking website, an updated website, but that you also have one that creates a good first impression. Because you have to understand that people are doing searches online. Your website's coming up, they're clicking on it. It's the first impression of your company. So the website has to give a good first impression. And it also has to be a design or a layout that builds relationships. So color psychology plays a huge role here. When we design websites, the first thing that we do is we ask for any branding materials that you have, any marketing materials, and your logo, because we're going to base the colors of the website off of that. But we're also going to make sure that the colors of the website make sense. So when we look at your company logo, if there's a lot of red in your logo, we're going to incorporate that red color throughout the website, but in a way that doesn't yell out danger, stop to the user. Because red, in psychology, we look at red and we say, okay, that means stop, danger, don't move forward. Green means go, move forward, and yellow means happy color. We're neutral. So those are just some examples because everybody pretty much knows what those colors mean, but every color has psychology behind it and a meaning. So we have to make sure that there's a balance with your branding and marketing, that it coincides with the colors in your current logo, but that it also makes sense. So when we're talking about menu navigation, we're talking about your main menu at the top of your website. And we want to see between 4 to 6 main menu options and maybe 3 to 4 submenus. you kind of think of your main menu navigation as the topsoil, and your submenus as something that you're digging down deep into the dirt. So if you look at it that way, the deeper you go, meaning the more submenus that you have, information will get lost. Content will get lost, and most likely those pages won't even get looked at. So we want to have just 3 to 4 submenu items. Again, if you go too deep, information will get lost. So here's an example of a menu navigation for a website. So you can see the main menu navigation is in white. So we have 5, so that's between that 4 to 6 range, which is great. But we have way too many subpages. So information will get lost. And this is an e-commerce site, so they are listing out all the products that they're selling. There's a different way to do that. You know, under walkers, instead of walker accessories, folding walkers, knee walkers, you can just say walker accessories and then have walkers and click on it. Keeps it very simple. Under canes, just leave it as that, canes. Just keep it really simple. So there are different ways to do that. Information architects will look at the content of your website and look at the pages of your website and figure out the labeling structure for your site that makes sense for users. So logical labeling, we look at categories to help make sense for users. So typically what users see, they want to see an About Us page. They want to see products or services page. If it's an e-commerce site, they want to see shop page. If you have blog, they want to see that. And they also want to be able to contact you easy. So these are just short and to the point. You want clear and distinct labeling so that content's quick to find. And the more concrete, clear, and simple that you make your labeling, the easier content will be able to be found. Typical information will be found easily, and users will not get frustrated on your website. So here are some examples of some really good menu navigation labeling. The top one is our QCamp website. So we have about, services, work, blog, contact. Very simple, to the point. You know what you're going to get when you click on each one. HelloFresh has a great menu navigation as well. They talk about their boxes, how it works, their recipes, etc. Their submenus, they only have 2 to 3 submenus, so they are within that rule. And so they do a good job of that as well. Here's some confusing labeling. Here's an example. This is our city website here in Naperville, and they've since redone it, which is good. But you can see that there's so many menus. So information was getting lost. People weren't able to find what they were looking for. And when they looked at their Google Analytics, they found that people weren't even clicking on these pages. They were just going to the search box and filling it out, which definitely means horrible usability. People were just like, I'm not even going to bother to look at this top menu site, the left-hand menu, the right-hand menu, the bottom menu, and then these had sub-menus too. I think I put, yeah. And then these had sub-pages. So it was kind of ridiculous how much information was on the website and how it was put together. They've since, again, fixed this. But this is just an example of some confusing labeling and how you might get lost on a website. So the next thing that we look at is load speeds. A great website that you can go to that's free is marketing.grader.com, and you can look and see what your website's load speeds are. This is just basically how long does it take for a page to come up. If someone puts in your website or clicks on your website from a Google search and it takes a couple seconds, which doesn't seem very long, but it is, people will leave your website within 30 milliseconds. So it's very quick. So if your website isn't loading quickly or quick enough, users will leave. If they finally get to your website and pages take forever to load, they're going to leave. Visitors are very impatient. Just think about yourself when you're on the internet. So check out the free tool and check out your website and see how your website ranks. The next issue that we see is consistency. And again, this is the number one usability issue that we see. There's so many times where we go to a website, we're testing it, and the internal pages totally change, meaning the look and feel changes from the home page. So our menu navigation changes. Sometimes it goes to the left-hand side where it was at the top. Sometimes the look and feel changes completely. Sometimes you're taken to a whole new website. And what this does is it loses trust with users online. So just think about yourself when you're on the internet. You go to a website and you click on an internal page and it takes you to a whole new website. You're kind of like, I trust this company. I was on their website. What happened? Especially if it's a site where you're giving information or you are giving credit card information. A lot of companies will have you go through their website, their shopping cart process, and then for the checkout, you're taken to a third-party site. And with all the usability testing that we've done, I would say about 98% of people, when that happens, they do not continue their checkout process. They end it. So even though they're taken to a third party like authorize.net or PayPal or something like that, they're most likely not going to finish. So keep that in mind, especially if you have an e-commerce site. So the layout changes throughout the website. This is a common issue. Internal pages change layout, so then the user has to refamiliarize themselves with how the website works. Menu navigation changes location. Sometimes the labeling changes as well, or you're taken to a completely different website, and so you lose trust, and you end up leaving. Content is another issue. On the home page, we want to make sure that there's a clear essence of business. So we know exactly what this company is about when we go to the home page. We want to clearly indicate what your business is about. And everything on the homepage has to correlate with your company branding. You also want to make sure, especially on the homepage, that your website's not too wordy. However, your website's not boring. It's fun to use. So you have to kind of have that balance. You want to have powerful verbiage, especially on your homepage, with good, clear calls to action. And you also want to encourage communication online through your social media pages, through your contact forms, etc. So here are some examples of good, clear calls to action. The buttons are huge. The content's easy to read. It's very short, simple, to the point. Sign up now, download now, etc. So these are good, clear calls to action, some examples that you can put up. Another thing is that you want to make sure that your website is responsive. So that means that your website looks and feels and performs correctly on a mobile device, whether that be a phone or a tablet. So we all know the stats. Everyone's on a mobile device now of some sort. They're searching the web. So you want to make sure that your website's mobile ready. So what does that mean? That free website, marketing.grader.com, will actually give you a grade and show you if your website's responsive or not. Every website should be now. So it used to be that you had to build a desktop version of your website and then a mobile version, and that's no more. You can build one website and make it mobile friendly. So what that means is when you go to your website on your phone, let's say, you want to make sure that your main menu navigation is collapsible. So there's like 4 lines. You click on it, you see the menu navigation. You also want to make sure that all the content fits on the screen of the device that you're on. If it doesn't, your website was not built mobile friendly. And so you also want to make sure that all your content and images show up correctly as well. But you can test that on a mobile device, or you can just go to marketing.grader.com and it'll test it for you. It'll give you a score. So you can see here our mobile version of our website. All the content fits on the page. You do not have to scroll left to right if you have to do that at all. It's not mobile friendly, it needs to get fixed. You can see the menu navigation is collapsible with the 4 lines under the logo. And if you scrolled, all the content fits on the page. So we talked about this a few slides ago about encouraging communication. It builds trust online. So the more outlets that you give people on your website to communicate with you, the better. Social media links are awesome. Contact Us page is great. Making sure that the form for Contact Us is very short and to the point, simply asking for their name, email address, maybe a drop down of why they're contacting you or a message box, just very simple and to the point. This is just an example of a footer of a website to kind of show you they have a Contact Us page, they have a support button, they also have Stay Connected with their social media platforms. You also at the bottom, and this isn't on the slide, but you want to put your physical address, your phone number, an email address, any way for people to contact you. So I've put this diagram together to kind of show you a little bit about how to build website traffic and conversions and trust through your website. It's just not through good usability. One, you can build landing pages to get people to your website. And we have a whole webinar on landing pages and what those are. So you can go to that if you're not sure what a landing page is. But creating ads, posting your landing pages to social media, having good imagery, lead capturing, having good forms can all lead to more website traffic to your website. Social media leads are important as well, creating good Facebook ads, Instagram ads, contests, searching for trending topics and then posting those trending topics within your industry on your pages. Doing videos, Facebook Live videos are important as well. And this all gets you website traffic, Facebook, your other social media platforms, Instagram, connecting blog posts, links to your site, and other social media. So I always tell companies, print this out, make this like your poster in your office. Make sure that your marketing or social media people understand these cycles and do them, because it's going to increase your website traffic, it's going to get you conversions, it's going to gain you trust online. So here at QCamp, we have a free marketing analysis video that we do for potential customers. So you can just go to qcamp.com, fill out the form, and you're going to get an analysis of the overall user friendliness of your website. We're going to go over the areas that we just talked about today, and we're going to include, there's a total of 20 different areas that we look at. So that's all within the video. It's about a 10 to 15 minute video that you get. And it's research-driven analysis of your branding and marketing presence. So we evaluate your site navigation structure and the ease of use of your website. We look at the action items to improve your website's effectiveness. So you can just go to our website, fill out that form, and you get it between 24 to 48 hours. And if you have any questions about the video, you can contact us. We don't harass you. It's a free video. It is taken down within a week. So if you do have questions, you want to contact us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave up our contact information. If you do have any questions or would like to request that free video, you can do that. Remember, QCamp does website design, social media marketing, and traditional marketing. We do logo design, business cards, brochure design, etc. You can follow today's hashtag at QCamp webinars to continue the topic if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and end the webinar today and do Q&A afterwards. The recording will be made available to you folks today. So check out our Facebook page or our YouTube channel to see that recording if you'd like to share it with anyone. I'd like to thank all of you for attending today and have a wonderful day.